Something I can help with?
Is there something you need? I have watched you for a time, and perhaps I was wrong. There seems to be something special between the two of you. He seems less guarded when in your company, allows himself to relax, and he seems genuinely happy. I think I was too harsh in my judgment before, and I am sorry. What you have may not last forever. Death and duty may part you, but love's worthiness is not diminished because of that. I should have seen this before. Instead, you learn to cherish every precious moment that you spend together, knowing that it may be the last. And for those of us watching, well, it brings warmth to these old bones to know that something so beautiful can be found in the midst of chaos and strife. Is there something you need? The circle is in good hands. Irving knows what to do. For now, I will support those that battle the Darkspawn. I do feel I left things unfinished in Ostagar. There is so much left to do, and I would be part of it. The Grey Wardens, all 2 of you, need all the help you can get. I will see this through to the bitter end, and after that, if I am still left standing, then I will return to the circle. Perhaps. Is there something you need? I will answer to the best of my ability. People don't become mages. They are born mages. The talent just surfaces later. But you are asking how I ended up at the circle. I was brought there by the Templars, just like many of the other apprentices. I don't remember very much. I was very young then. I didn't have a family. I never knew my real parents. My earliest memory was of hiding in a hayloft on a farm, trying to keep warm. I was found, and the farmer's wife was kind enough not to send me away. But they had children of their own, and I was never made to feel welcome. The eldest son was the worst. He was always calling me a stray, and throwing anything he could get his hands on at me. And I don't know how it happened, but one day, he just found his hair on fire. Fortunately, there was a large trough nearby. I had singed his hair and eyebrows, but injured little other than his pride. Who knows what they would have done to me had he been more seriously hurt. Thankfully, all I had to endure was a few nights locked in a cold barn with a bowl of water and a crust of bread. The Templars arrived several mornings later. The barn kept me safe from the village children and the stones they would hurl at me. I was afraid, yes, but it could have been much worse. I'll never forget the moment the Templars led me into the entrance hall of the tower. I had never seen anything so grand in my life. I stopped being afraid then. I knew I was home. Well, that's about all there is to my tale. That's how I came to the circle. I would be lying if I said it was easy. First, there were rules, and we were constantly watched to make sure we behaved appropriately. Then there was the study of magic. We had to cast the spells just so, control the effects completely. A single word spoken incorrectly, a gesture out of sync, and lack of focus. And we needed to have perfect focus, or we would be in danger. It may seem that way sometimes, but it was the best thing for me. I was given the opportunity to develop my skills, to learn, and there was joy in life at the circle. The joys of fellowship in knowing that you were not alone in your struggles. In spite of everything, I was happy in the tower, and I loved it. Is there something you need? I will answer to the...
I got a moment, sure. What about? All right.
Something I can help with?
Here I am. Oh, this...
Something you need, my dear?
Indeed.
Yes.
That smell. This is uneven leather, isn't it? I would know that anywhere. I don't know how you found it, but thank you. Now, if only you could find me a prostitute or two, a bowl of fish chowder, and a corrupt politician, I'd really feel like I was home. And they fit as well. Marvelous. Here I am. I'm still thinking about it. Here I am. Oh, this should...
If there's anything I can do, I'm...
It'll do, sure.
I'm to keep this.
Why, thank you so much.
You have excellent taste.
Oh, marvelous.
It speaks. It doesn't have better things. Oh.
It'll do.
I'm to...
Why, thank you so much.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
Oh, marvelous.
Something I can help with?
What's on your mind? Oh, yes, and thank you for asking. I'm feeling much better today. Well, thank you for your kindness, my dear. It certainly warms these rickety old bones. What's on your mind? I will answer to the... What's on your mind? Is something troubling you? You are one of the 2 surviving Grey Wardens in Ferelden. You defend all of us, and much rests on your shoulders. It may not mean much to you, but thank you for having the courage to continue to fight. And that gives me hope. Have you heard much about the Grey Wardens of old? It was said that watching the Wardens ride in on their white griffins was enough to rouse a weary heart and put the dance back in the step of an old man. The Grey Wardens were powerful, feared and respected, but they also inspired the common people. I remember a tale that was told to me many years ago. The blight had ravaged the land for months, and the armies of the great kings had amassed for one last stand. As the sun burst through the clouds that boiled and churned in the dark sky above, it illuminated a vast, seething horde of darkspawn, with the archdemon at its head. And it was then, when courage seemed to fail, and all lost to death and despair, that the Grey Wardens came. They arrived with the beating of wings like mighty war drums and stood before the armies of men. Yes, Griffins. Now listen to the rest of the story. The Grey Wardens, grim and fearless, marched forth, ever between the men and the encroaching darkspawn. They formed a shield of their own bodies and held that line until the archdemon was dead and the last darkspawn lay trampled in the dirt. And then, demanding neither reward nor recognition for their sacrifice, the Grey Wardens departed. When the clouds finally rolled back and the sun shone full upon the blighted ground, the great kings knew that they had lost no men, and none of their blood had been spilled. You are observant. This is a tale about no battle the Grey Wardens have fought, and yet about them all. They have always defended us from the Darkspawn, taking losses so we do not have to. People may have forgotten over the centuries, but nothing has changed. This knowledge has been blessing and burden to Grey Wardens past, and now it shall be your blessing and your burden. What's on your mind? No, you won't. I don't think so. You wonder sometimes, don't you? If your life would be better if you weren't who you are. When I was a young woman in the tower, I came to the realization that the circle would be my life, and I would know no other. Family, love, a simple life. These were things that others took for granted, that I would never have. It made me very moody. All I could think of was being trapped in that tower with no way out and no end in sight. I started hating my life and myself, and one night I found myself in the tower's chapel. I was seeking refuge, maybe answers. I must have looked tearful or made some noise, because the revered mother came out and decided to speak to me. And because I had no one else to talk to, I talked to her. I must have said many silly things, but she told me that the Maker puts us all on our paths for a reason, and fighting our intended course is what causes so much anguish. I thought the old biddy was full of rubbish. I was 15, maybe 16, and I knew everything. So I left, but I always found my way back to that chapel. And as the years passed, I began to see the truth of her words. We were supposed to be polar opposites, mage and priest. But we weren't. There was much about us that was the same. You're not the first person to have said that, believe me. I was once just as angry at everything as you were. You can scream and cry and be angry about life as a Grey Warden. Or you can accept it and allow yourself to see the good in it. This is your choice. What's on your mind? I will answer to the best of my ability. Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off. That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him. Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
Something you need, my dear?
It speaks. It doesn't have
It'll do.
I'm to keep.
Why, thank you so...
How nice.
Most kind.
It'll do.
I'm to keep.
Why, thank you so...
How nice.
Most kind.
It speaks.
You and your friends are formidable folk, isn't it?
It'll do.
Why, thank you so much.
How nice.
Most kind.
I'm to keep.
Why, thank you so much.
How nice.
Most kind.
It speaks.
So, you and Alistair? You and Alistair, together, looking contented? You even have a glow about you. So shameless. So, how is Alistair? You know what I mean. Alistair and you, those long nights. He must be quite delightful. You wouldn't be so happy otherwise, I think. He's athletic. That's always nice. He is also good at following instructions, isn't he? Yes, I can see that. Sometimes he reminds me of a very eager puppy. Most men do, actually. That's a good thing. Men like puppies can be trained, especially when it comes to dealing with their women. I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you? Of course. Yes, a little better. Time heals all wounds, so they say. Scars remain, but they are just colors in the painting that is my life, no? I wish things had happened differently, but knowing her and knowing me, I don't think it could have. We had good times, though, and I look back on those fondly. Whatever happened after will never change the truth of the past. It's not so bad. Look, now I have new friends, a new family. In spite of it all, life is good. I know that look. You have something... Of course. I have not given this a lot of thought. We've traveled far and wide. Does it need to end? There's so much out there. Adventures to be had and stories to be told. I might need some company. And you're not too irritating. You're welcome to come along if you like. It is settled then. You and I wandering the world, seeking our fortunes. I can't wait. I know that look. You have some... Of course. There are many rumors about spies, or legion or otherwise. What are you referring to exactly? I admit I have... Sometimes we must do terrible things to get some... But there are better... People respond eagerly to others. It is a game, one that can be won with little bloodshed if one plays well. Isn't it? Everyone can be seduced by the right woman. The trick... But... I know that look. Of course.
What's on your mind? It is...
I've a question, if I may. Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of... Not precisely. I said I would serve you until you saw fit to release me. One simply assumes that once your Grey Warden business is finished, you would have no need of an assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong? Indeed. I might even be glad to call myself such, come to think of it. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes? What say you? I suppose the crows are already furious, yes? What harm is another tweak to their nose? If you wish to be trained in the basics of an assassin, I can certainly show you. Or anyone else who is also a rogue. It shall be fun. I will make it fun, I promise. What say you? By all means. My adventures? I'm hardly an old man just returned from across the ocean, am I? Should I shake my fist at nearby children while I talk about the good old days? Falling down a flight of stairs is an adventure. Falling into someone's bed, also an adventure. I am assuming what you're looking for are professional anecdotes. Let's see, my second mission ever for the Crows was a bit intriguing. I was sent to kill a mage who had been meddling in politics. In Antiva, nobody is too important to escape the reach of the Crows. They've killed kings and queens. That is simply how it is. As it turned out, the mage in question was quite a delightful young woman. Long, divine legs, as I recall. I caught her in a carriage on her way to escape to the provinces. After I killed her guard, she got down on her hands and knees and begged for her life. Rather aptly, I might add. So I joined her in the carriage for the night and left the next morning. Well, yes, twice, actually. Then she decided to try and use me instead. The woman had actually convinced me to speak to the crows on her behalf. What can I say? I was young and foolish at the time. Then, as I was kissing her goodbye to return to Antiva City, she slipped on the threshold and fell backwards out of the carriage. Broke her neck. Shame, really, but at least it happened quickly. At first, yes. Well, not upset. Surprised is really a better word. Then I found out that she had told the driver to take her to Janellen instead. She had planned to lose me in the provinces. I would have looked very foolish to the crows. As it was, my master was very impressed that I had done such a fine job of making it look like an accident. The Circle of Magi was unaware of foul play, and everyone was happier all around. I suppose, but she was dead. She didn't need to be happy. It was after that when I learned that one needn't let a pretty face go to your head. Professionalism was key. That's my moral of the day, you see. And one that not everyone learns, I'm sad to say. But that's enough tale spinning from me for the moment. Talking about the mage has made me a... What say you? By all means. Again? Well now, what might interest you, I wonder? Shall I describe the stages involved? Haha, you have rather macabre tastes, I see. I like that. Let's see, how about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Azrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts? Me? Not personally, but I did take part in the attack. Prince Azrin was fourth in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire crow cell from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Azrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells. Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a crow on the throne, a commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part. Antiva might seem a bit odd in that way to outsiders. We take it in stride, however. Assassins are simply part of the landscape, so to speak. My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in the river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history. I had to find my way back to the safe house, bruised and naked, and thankful to be alive. But there you go. Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh? What say you? By all means. Well, the only one that's really worth telling. But no, I would rather not. I shouldn't have said anything. Thank you. Perhaps another... What say you? By all means. What say you? Again? I'm game.
Something you need, my dear?
I know that look. You have something on your mind.
It speaks.
Interesting.
I'm to keep this, am I?
Oh, thank you.
Why, thank you so much.
You have my thanks.
How nice.
Most kind.
I know that look. You have something on your mind. Don't...
What is your wish, Kadan? As you wish.
Something you need, my dear?
It speaks.
You and your friends are formidable folk.
It'll do.
You have my thanks.
How nice.
Most kind.
I got a moment, sure. You want to be a berserker? Thought I'd never see the day. You're a monster on the field already, Warden. But your style just doesn't give itself to mad rage. Too much thinking, too much, finesse. But if you know someone fit for this type of work, I'll teach him. It'll be nice to have. If you want to think like a berserker, drop fair from your vocabulary. What about? All right.
I know that look. You have something...
What say you?
It'll do.
Why, thank you so much.
How nice.
Most kind.
What say you?
It'll do.
How nice.
Most kind. Most kind.
How nice.
What's on your mind? It is no trouble.
Indeed.
Yes.
Isn't that the point? We could all be figments of someone else's imagination. Just players in a play. Exactly. You, I, everything. All a dream. But whose dream? And for whose amusement? Some being of cosmic power.
Good to see you again.
Light beings. Cosmic power.
There she is. I'm gonna go talk to her. Look, you gotta back me up here. Got it? Thanks, Warden. Just be ready to pry her off when she throws herself at me. We don't want to make a scene here. Well, don't pry her off me too soon. I mean, a little scene's all right. Are you sure you're not a baker? 'Cause you got a sodding nice set of buns.
Agrin, is that you?
Yeah, in the flesh, baby.
What are you doing here?
Just trying to kick back with a pint. Fighting Darkspawn's a lot of sodding work, you know?
You're fighting Darkspawn?
It was a bit of pain, but it was a personal favor for the King of Orzammar, you understand?
The whole surface to choose from, and you just happened to come to my tavern?
Well, What? Oh, right. It's fate, Felsi. What can I say?
Fate? The ancestors must have a sense of humor then.
Sure they do. You've had a good look at Lady Helmy, haven't you? If her face isn't a joke the ancestors are playing, I'm a Bronto's behind.
So, Lady Helmy must be a paragon of beauty then.
I've been thinking about you, Felsi.
What do you want, Ogren?
Nothing. Just thought I'd see how you were doing is all. Well, maybe that and grease up the Bronto, if you know what I mean.
Well, you've seen me. You'll have to go back to Orzammar for the Bronto. If by fun you mean more likely to light farts on fire, yes.
Oh well, it's been fun, Felsi, but I better go.
Wait, you're leaving? You just got here. I haven't called you a shaft rat yet.
Well, you can't keep the archdemon waiting. You hurt its feelings, it might just turn the whole blight around and go home. Nobody wants that.
Well, you don't need to fight it right now, do you? I mean, you could have a pint first. You could call me a surly Bronto. I could tell you that you smell like nug droppings.
I'll tell you what, I got some things I gotta do, but I'll come back for that pint when things are settled, you frigid deep stalker.
Fine, but you better not keep me waiting, you worthless copper-plated swordcast.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Come on back sometime, I'll find you the good ale. Well, the brown watery stuff that we call the good ale, anyway.
What are you looking at? I still got it. Weren't you watching? She could barely restrain herself. Might as well rest up while I can. You ready to go? Aye.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
It appears we will need to fight the entire
Let's make this quick! So I shall. You forced our hand!
I fell. For a moment there, I thought it was all over. No. I will explain everything. I think I owe you an explanation for what happened earlier. You should know that something happened to me at the tower before you came along. Remember my apprentice, Petra? She encountered a demon in the tower. It would have killed her had I not intervened. I saved her life that day, but I did not survive that encounter with the demon. No, I'm not undead. If I were a possessed walking corpse and could still think, I'd kill myself. I engaged a very powerful demon to rescue Petra. It sapped me of all my energy and will and left me drained. It took everything I had to defeat it. And when I was done, I no longer had the strength to keep my heart beating. I remember my life ebbing away. Everything receded from me. Sound, light. I remember being enveloped in complete, impenetrable darkness. And then I sensed a presence enfolding me and cradling me, whispering quietly to me. The sensation is impossible to describe. I was being held back, firmly but gently, as a mother would a child eager to slip from her grasp. I felt life and warmth flowing through my veins again. I began to be aware of small sounds and the discomfort of my hip pressing into the cold stone of the tower floor. The Fade contains spirits both benevolent and malicious. The benevolent spirits seldom make themselves known because they want nothing from mortals, unlike the demons. It was one of these spirits that saved me. Without it, I would be dead. You see, I am supposed to be dead. It is the spirit that is keeping me in this world. And this is not the way of things. Perhaps the spirit did not expect this, but it is weakening gradually. I am living on borrowed time. Yes, That we will. What's on your mind? I have always had an affinity for the spirits of the Fade. As a child, I never feared my dreams because I knew they were there. I could sense the demons, too, and their presence frightened me. It was the kindly spirits of the Fade that took the fear from me. I've always been able to feel the spirits, even if I never saw them. And I began to notice every time I was in the Fade, whether it was in a dream or in magical practice, that I was being watched. Sometimes I would see it, a glowing, nebulous form. Most times I think it is a spirit of faith. They have never been seen before, and perhaps I am wrong. But something tells me I'm not. It always felt like the same entity. This one spirit was curious about me, and was guarding me, for want of a better word. There were times when I was in the Fade that it seemed to stretch forth to shield me, keeping me safe. And I think it gave me strength in my most terrible battles, Ostagar being one of them. I don't know why I was chosen. Perhaps it knew that there was something more that lay in store for me. I like to think that I was given a rare chance, and I'm going to make the best of the time so generously given to me. I will not. And so I will fight alongside the Grey Warden, and help prepare her for the task that is yet before her. So you had better listen to me, because I swear, if I should fall before the end and you don't seem to be doing things properly, I'll get up again to give you a good... You know, I think you'll be all right, even without my help. What's on your mind? Cure me? What, am I sick now? Even you know that you cannot cure the dead. And I'm not the only one dying. You are too. I'm just more efficient about it. Ah, child, your concern is heartwarming. But death comes to everyone, and it is not something to fear. People fear not death, but having life taken from them. Many, when the end comes, they say they did not have time enough to spend with loved ones, to fulfill dreams, to go on adventures they only talked about. But why should you fear death if you are happy with the life you have led? If you can look back on everything and say, yes, I am content. I think I've led a good life, a full life. They say that when you die, your spirit travels through the Fade and returns to the Maker. And after that, we'll see what's on your mind. I try not to dwell too much on the mistakes of my past, of which there are many. I would go quite mad if I did that. But I do have one regret. The greatest misstep of my life, made even more grave because it had dire consequences for someone else. Years ago, I was assigned as mentor to a lad, Anarin. He was my first apprentice. Anarin was an elf, raised in one of the elven alienages, and he was very mistrustful of humans, especially humans in authority. What Anarin needed was time. Time to get used to his new home, time to emerge from his shell, so we could build a rapport. I gave him no such time. I was young and arrogant. He is a mage, I thought. He needs to grow up and act like one. I expected too much from him too quickly. I gave no consideration to his origin or his feelings, and he retreated further from me. All I could think of was how stubborn he was, how he was throwing away all his talent and his potential just to be difficult. Oh, I dread to think. I was a harsh taskmistress. He might have thought I was a demon in disguise. You cannot plant crops in the cold, wintry ground. You cannot teach a student who is closed off and unresponsive. Patience is what is needed, and I learned that too late to help him. Anarin ran away from the circle one night. I had berated him over some trivial, ridiculous matter that I no longer remember. I drove him away because of something utterly unimportant. He was a child, 14 at the time of his leaving. They had his phylactery, and they hunted him down. The phylactery is a vial of blood taken from a mage. But blood is connected to life, and your blood can be used to track you down. They called him Maleficar, a mage who practices forbidden magic, deserving of death. He was a child, misunderstood and lost. I begged the Templars to tell me if he suffered, if they gave him a quick death. I got no answers from them. I was his mentor, and they wouldn't even tell me what became of him. I should have known better. I had the best mentors. They were kind, compassionate. Why didn't I learn from them? I failed Anarin. All I had to do was listen to him. He would try to talk to me, and I would tell him to concentrate on his spells. He talked about the alienage sometimes, and the Dalish. He always talked about looking for the Dalish elves. The Templars are well trained and thorough. That he still lives, it would be a vain hope. The apprentices that came after Anarin benefited greatly from the lessons I learned from him. In a sense, he was my teacher, and I his student. And there it is. What's on your mind?
As you desire. Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
It appears we will need to fight the giant
That was interesting and draining. I called forth the spirit that sustains me, so that it could lend us aid. I did not realize it would take this much out of me. It seemed a good idea at the time, if a little rash. I think it may have weakened the spirit a little. Well, that's certainly conceivable. I suppose I shouldn't be using that particular trick to entertain children at parties. It's not a demon that requires controlling. Really, you need not fear it. I promise I'll be careful. And thank you. Your concern is touching. What's on your mind? It is no trouble.
There you are. I was thinking, we've been through a lot together now. We're like old war buddies. So I figured why not invite you to share a drink, huh? A drink from my own stash, my family's recipe, and dedicated to my comrades in arms. Yes! The warden steps up! You handled that like a champion, my friend. Most impressive. How do you feel? Oh no, the rest is for me. You'd need to do something really unspeakable to get into the rest of my stash. I just wanted to tell you, after all we've been through, you're like family to me. Closest thing I've had in years. Oh, Warden, I do believe I'm getting all misty-eyed. But that could be because those beans are getting chatty, if you know what I mean. So, do you want to talk about something? What about? I do. A bit. A little bit. The only way I'd go back is if they all lined up to kiss my ass and didn't care if they lost their caste for doing it. Actually, that might be nice. But I can't go back now. I'd rather die than be casteless in Orzammar. I guess I'd rather be a useless lump of a dwarf out here than a useless lump of a dwarf back there. Nice of you, Warden, but I know what side of the house the Lou is on. Hey, let's go find something. Ass chaps.
I know that look. You have some...
What's on your mind? It is no...
What say you? By all means.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
What is this place? It's different from the rest of the ruins.
I bid you welcome, pilgrim. You have come to honor Andraste, and you shall, if you prove yourself worthy. It is not my place to decide your worthiness. The gauntlet does that. If you are found worthy, you will see the urn and be allowed to take a small pinch of the ashes for yourself. If not, before you go, there is something I must ask. I see that the path that led you here was not easy. There is suffering in your past, your suffering, and the suffering of others. You abandoned your father and mother, leaving them in the hands of Rendon Howe, knowing he would show no mercy. Do you think you failed your parents? Then you do not dwell on past mistakes, neither yours nor someone else's.
It's easy for others to judge what you've done in hindsight, but it doesn't make it any better.
It is sometimes difficult to see how our actions affect an outcome, but that does not mean our actions had no effect.
What's past is past. Why bring it up and open old wounds?
And what of those that follow you? Alistair, Knight, and Warden. You wonder if things would have been different if you were with Duncan on the battlefield. You could have shielded him from the killing blow. You wonder, don't you, if you should have died and not him?
Yes. If Duncan had been saved and not me, everything would be better. If I just had the chance, maybe I...
Ask your question, Guardian. I am ready.
You are ever the advisor, ready with a word of wisdom. Do you wonder if you spout only platitudes, burned into your mind in the distant past? Perhaps you are only a tool, used to spread the word of the circle and the chantry. Does doubt ever chip away at your truths?
You frame the statement in the form of a question, yet you already know our answers. There is no sense in hiding, is there? Yes, I do doubt at times. Only the fool is completely certain of himself.
And you? Why do you say the Maker speaks to you, when all know that the Maker has left? He spoke only to Andraste. Do you believe yourself her equal?
I never said that.
In Orlais you were someone. In Lothering, you feared you would lose yourself, become a drab sister, and disappear. When your brothers and sisters of the cloister criticized you for what you professed, you were hurt, but you also reveled in it. It made you special. You enjoyed the attention, even if it was negative.
You're saying that I made it up for the attention? I did not. I know what I believe.
The way is open. Good luck, and may you find what you seek.
The smallest lark could carry it, while a strong man might not. Of what do I speak? Yes, I was Andraste's. They say the Maker himself was moved by Andraste.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The debt of blood must be paid in full. Of what do I speak? Yes, my husband Hessarian would have chosen a quick death for Andraste. I made him swear that she would die publicly with her war leaders, that all would know the Imperium's strength. I am justice. I am vengeance. Blood can only be repaid.
The bones of the world stretched toward... Of what do I speak? The bones of the world stretched towards the sky's embrace, veiled in white, like a bride greeting her groom. Of what do I speak? The bones of the world stretched towards the sky's embrace, veiled in white, like a bride greeting her groom. Of what do I speak? Yes. I carried Andraste's ashes out of Tevinter into the mountains to the east. No more fitting a tomb.
No man has seen it, but all men know it. Lighter than air, sharper than any sword. Comes from nothing, but will fell the strongest armies. Of what do I speak? Yes, hunger was the weapon used against the wicked men of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker kindled the sun's flame, scorching the land. Their crops failed, and their armies could not march. Then he opened the heavens and bade the waters flow, and washed away their filth. I am Cather, disciple of Andraste.
Echoes from a shadow realm, whispers of things yet to come. Thoughts strange, of what do I speak? A dream came upon me as my daughter slumbered beneath my heart. I am sorry.
I'd neither a guest nor of what do I speak? It was my dream for the people to have a home of their own. The enemy...
A poison of the soul, passion's cruel counter. Of what do I speak? Yes, jealousy.
She wields the broken. Of what do I speak? Yes, I could not bear the sight of Andraste's son.
My dearest child. You know that I am gone, and all your prayers and wishes will not bring me back. Pup, I know you miss me, but my death and my life no longer have a hold on you. This is how it should be. You have such a long road ahead of you, and you must be prepared. And so I leave this in your hands. I know you will do great things with it.
Couldn't we all just get along?
Die!
As you deserve. Cool. So I shall. So I shall. Maker preserve us! Oh my God, you deserve.
Uh-oh. I'm terrible at puzzles.
That. I don't think it's solid enough to stand on, but it's a start. That's an actual bridge piece right there. We can get all the bridge pieces.
Perhaps in the There may be a lever or a switch on the other side if you're lucky. Yes?
I stand ready.
Yes, my friend.
Hello.
Yes.
Tell me. Yes, my friend?
my friend. Yes.
Yes, my friend?
I stand ready.
Ask away.
Well, that is fascinating. How do you think that was accomplished? Mirrors? Magic?
You have been through the trials of the Gauntlet. You have walked the path of Andraste, and like her, you have been cleansed. You have proven yourself worthy, Pilgrim. Approach the sacred ashes.
I never dreamed I would ever lay my eyes on the urn of sacred ashes. I have no words to express.
I didn't think anyone could succeed in finding Andraste's final resting place. But here she is.
I could not have asked for a greater honor than to be here. I will never forget this feeling.
I have finished. All done.
welcome back. You were gone for quite some time. Well, did you find it? Is that? Oh, there's some dust on... No, that's not dust. Oh, Maker, I'm not... What was it like, coming to the urn, I mean? Tests? Perhaps my research will not seem so much like blasphemy to the Chantry now. We must organize an expedition. There is so much history here, it must be studied. And pilgrims should be allowed to come to the urn. But the urn belongs to all the faithful. How can you deny this to them? No, we must share it.
I agree. We cannot withhold this from others. It is not our place.
You have noble intentions, Brother Genitivi. But can you say the same of your brethren in the Chantry?
So everyone comes by and takes some ashes from the urn. Oh, I hope that urn is self-replenishing.
I will spread this good news or die trying.
Are you insane? You didn't have to do that.
You may have your reasons for wanting to keep the urn a secret, but I sincerely doubt they were worth the life of this good man.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this I'm...
Why, thank you.
Most kind.
You've seen and touched Andraste's ashes. They are the holiest thing on this earth, the remains of the Maker's chosen. Maybe it is belief and faith that imbues them with their power, or just maybe Andraste really was blessed by him. I do not know if I am worthy to look upon her. I suppose you could look at it that way, but she still deserves our respect. But there is little time to... I know that look. You have something on your...
What's on your mind?
Something you need, my dear?
What say you?
Yes.
Yes.
Stop right there, outsider. The Dalish have camped in this spot. I suggest you go elsewhere, and quickly. I find that hard to believe. What business could we Dalish possibly have with a group like yours? A Grey Warden? How do I know you're telling the truth? No, that's true. Perhaps I shall let the Keeper decide for himself. In the camp, I suggest you keep your hands to yourself, and remember that our heirs are still trained on you. Follow me.
I see we have guests. Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
This one claims to be a Grey Warden and wishes to speak with the clan. I thought it best to leave the decision to you.
That was wise of you. Masirinus, Mithra, you may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zafrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are? Manners. From a Shemlin. Interesting. What might be your mission here? Have you come to spread news? I had already sensed the corruption spreading in the south. The existence of the Blight is not news to me. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not.
Yes, it seems like you've had your own troubles. What are the odds?
I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago. Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some... The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us. And though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped. But we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry. The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself. And that would be no trivial task to retrieve. Within the Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been... If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us. I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan. There is no guarantee that this will work, as I suspect, but it's the only hope we have left. I must warn you that where there is so much death, but if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck. Then I suggest you see Master Verathorn. Make them quick, if you please. I have much to... Watch for the white wolves. They are his eyes and ears. There is not much to say. It stemmed No. The ones from this forest, however, do. It is possible, but not guaranteed. The only way to protect against the curse is not to be bitten. You will know within a matter of days. You will begin to sweat and vomit, and most tellingly, your temper will become wild. If that happens to you, you should seek out Witherfang even... That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Go on, then.
what are you doing?
No, Master Ferrothorn, I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlin. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
Elves and their wood shaping. It's unnatural. Why use wood when you got perfectly good metal and stone?
Spoken like a true child of the stone, my friend.
Who you calling a child, old man?
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Ferrothorn.
And so they should. Truly the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest. Now then, please forgive my distraction, stranger. Is there something that you need? I am no merchant, but let us trade. What do you wish? Yes. There is a large chest by the Araville, where I put everything we could spare. Feel free to sort through it and take whatever you... I have nothing left that the clan could spare, but... we do have goods. I'm the clan... The Keeper has forbidden us from entering. I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but... if you should come across ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. Now, if you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you. I excel in making blades from the ironbark, or perhaps a breastplate. Provided there's enough wood, that is. That would please me, so long as our hunters come first.
smell the flowers and adore the sunshine.
Hello.
All right.
Yes, as you desire.
Lovely. Well, all right. No. Really lovely when I get a chance to rest for a moment. Well, all right. Where are we now? I even ask.
What can I do for you, Warden?
one. It cannot be. Yes. Shall we go? Yes. Yes. Where are we now? And even... Are we in a hurry? As you desire. Of course. And do you stop to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine? Of course. No. Of course. Yes, marvelous. Yes. Very lovely when you get a chance to rest for a moment. Oh, that's walking. Yes, yes. It cannot be. Where are we now? Dare I even ask? As you desire. And do you stop to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine? Where are we now? I even ask. Sadly no. And so I shall. It cannot be. Shall we go? So lovely when we get a chance to rest for a moment. Go back to walking. Where are we now? Even ask. It cannot be. Yes. Sadly not. No. Lovely. Yes. No. Yes. 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 How wonderful. Sadly not. Come, let's have a move on. So lovely when we get a chance to rest. Walking. No. Ah, I see you stop to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. Yes. Are we in a hurry? So I die. Yes, it cannot be, and so I shall. Yes, sadly not. Of course, as you desire. Where are you now? Dare I even ask? Well, all right. Lovely. Where are we now? Even ask. Yes. Well, all right. Ah, I see you stop to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. So lovely when you get a chance to rest a moment. No. Even ask. It cannot be as you desire. No. Well, all right. Yes. Well, all right. Shall we go? As you desire. Sadly not. rest for a moment. All that walking. Shall we go? It cannot be. And we will stop to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine, and so I shall. Yes, how wonderful. Yes, no. And so I shall. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Lovely. Are we in a hurry? Where are we now? Now, dare I even ask? The sunshine. flowers and adore the sunshine. Let's have a move on. No, it cannot be. Yes. How wonderful. Yes. Ah, I see you stop, smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. No. As you desire. Yes. Come, let's have a move on. And so I shall. No. Sadly not. Shall we go? Come, let's have a move on. No. Yes. Where are we now? I even ask, how when... Ah, I see we stop to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. Yes. And so I shall. Well, all right. Lovely. So lovely when we get a chance to rest for a moment. Was that walking? No. Lovely. Shall we go? Yes. No. Now, I even ask, yes, sadly not. No. Ah, I see you smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. Now, I even ask, yes, lovely, yes, are we in a hurry? Yes, sadly not. The sunshine. lovely when we get a chance to rest for a moment. All that walking. Yes, of course. Marvelous. Lovely. Where are we now? I even asked. Yes, sadly not. Cannot be. Lovely. Of course. As you desire. Yes. No. How wonderful. Yes. Where are we now? Smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. As you desire. Yes. So lovely when I get a chance to rest for a moment. It cannot be. Yes. Where are we now? Even ask. Roar the sunshine. Yes. I see you stop to smell the flowers, roar the sunshine. Yes. Sadly no. It cannot be. Come, let's have a look. Are we in a hurry? Should we go? How wonderful. No. I'm lovely when I'm going to rest for a moment. Was that what? There. All right. Yeah. seen yet. Marvelous. So, let's have a move on. Shall we go?
Yes, yes.
Are we in a hurry? How wonderful. And so I shall. So, let's have a move on.
Yes.
Sadly not. So, let's have a move on. Very lovely when we get a chance to rest for a moment. All that walking. I see we stop. Smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. And so I shall. And you stop to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. No. Yes. Are we in a hurry? And so I shall. So lovely when we get a chance to rest for a moment. All that walking. Yes. Sadly not. I see you smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. Are we in a hurry? How wonderful. Yes. Sadly not. Of course. As you desire. Very lovely when I get a chance to rest from lovely. And you stop to smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. It cannot be. Come, let's have a move on. Yes, yes. Well, all right. Now, no. As you desire. Shall we go? It cannot be. Where are we now? I even ask. Yes, yes, all right. Yes, sadly not. As you desire. How wonderful. Very lovely when you get a chance to rest for a moment. All that walking. Yes, yes, and so I shall. Yes. I see you stop to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. Marvelous. Come, let's have a move on. Are we in a hurry? Yes, all right. Yes, and so I shall. How wonderful. No. It cannot be. No. Yes, yes. Yes. Marvelous. Yes. No. Come, let's have another one. Yes. Yes. Are we in a hurry? So I shall. Yes. No. It cannot be. Shall we go? How wonderful. Yes. I see we've got to smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. And so I shall. Lovely. Where are we now? I even ask. No. Lovely. No. Yes. Yes. Lovely. Sadly not. Shall we go? Yes. Marvelous. Yes. There. All right. No. Yes. Cannot be. Lovely. Ah, I see we've stopped to smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. Sadly not. Come, let's have another one. How wonderful. Sadly not. Lovely. Of course. Yes, yes. Where are we now? I even asked. On the necessary? Of course. Yes, 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 yes. All right. No. As you desire. Yes. It cannot be. Ah, I see. Smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. No. No. Shall we go? So lovely to get a chance to rest for a moment. Where are we now? You can ask. So I shall. Come, let heaven move on. And so I shall. I see we've stopped to smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. How wonderful. Where are we now? I even ask. Sadly not. It cannot be. Yes. So lovely when we get a chance to rest. All that walking. Where are we now? I even ask. No. Yes, yes. Where? All right. Marvelous. Where? All right. Sadly not. Ah, I see we've stopped to smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. Are we in a hurry? It cannot be. As you desire. Where are we now? Even ask. It cannot be. Sadly not. Of course. No. As you desire. It cannot be. Sadly not. As you desire. Smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. Yes, lovely. Yes. Where are we now? Even ask. How when it cannot be. No. Of course. So lovely when I get a chance to rest for a minute. All that walking. Lovely. Yes. As you desire. Shall we go? It cannot be. Lovely. Yes. And so I shall. Come, let's have a move on. Where are we now? I even ask. Are we almost ready? Sadly not. It cannot be. Yes, lovely. As you desire. As soon as stop, smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. No. I like when I get a chance to rest for a minute. All that walking. Yes. Yes. Where are we now? Even ask. How wonderful. Well, all right. I see you've stopped to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. Sadly not. Yes. Well, all right. No. Yes. So lovely and restful, as I was walking. I see you stop to smell the flowers, adore the sunshine. It cannot be. Come on. Where are you now? I even asked. So in love and restful. That's what? You did stop to smell the flowers and adore the sunshine. So I shall, of course. Where are we now? I even asked. Sadly no. Shall we go? And so I shall, yes. Let's have a move on. Yes. Yes. All right. So lovely when you get a restful. Is that what? Yes. Lovely. Yes. As you desire. Shall we go? Yes. Where are we now? I even asked. Well, all right. I see you stop to smell the flowers and adore the sunshine.
What say you?
It speaks. It doesn't have better. Oh.
No.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
News of the hour. Supporters of disgraced Lord Harrowmont take to the streets. Pandemonium increases by 10%.
Any luck, Warden? She doesn't have much time.
There's nothing I can do, but... Any luck, Warden? She doesn't...
What comes, my friend?
She'll be up and around in no time, thanks to you.